Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today I'll be reviewing the Rogue subclass, the Dawnblade, from Tome of Heroes by Kobold Press. For those of you who don't know, Tome of Heroes is a book for the 5th edition of D&D, containing over 70 new subclasses, more than 20 new races / sub-races, dozens of new backgrounds, magic items, and over 50 new spells as well, along with some optional rules for downtime activities. Don't forget that if you like my content, please like, comment and subscribe. This all helps me get seen and helps me grow as well. On with the review. So, Dawnblades are those rogues granted divine power from light deities. They are members of churches or temples, willing to get their hands dirty to do what needs to be done in defence of their church or temple. So at level 3, the Dawnblade gets 3 features. The first of these is the most simple, Eyes of the Dawn. You gain dark vision out to 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, it instead increases your current dark vision by 30 feet. So this is great for humans, halflings and other races that don't have innate dark vision. Still useful for those races that do have dark vision, but it's most useful for those who don't. The second feature you gain is Dawn Strike. So with Dawn Strike, you can change the extra damage from sneak attack to radiant damage. And when you hit an undead or creature of shadow with this different damage, you do an extra d6 radiant damage. So this is great for overcoming resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage, especially in a low magic campaign or early on before you get magic items, magic weapons. It takes away your reliance on those magical weapons and is especially good if undead are a common enemy, because you'll be able to get more use and deal more damage to those undead creatures. So the third feature we get at level 3 is Radiant Beam. So Radiant Beam, when you deal radiant damage with a melee weapon attack, such as your Dawn Strike, you can use a bonus action to make a ranged weapon attack against a different creature within 30 feet. And you don't gain disadvantage on the attack roll for being within 5 feet of the original creature, although you can still gain it from other sources. On a hit, the beam deals 1d6 radiant damage, which increases to 2d6 at level 10. So this is a useful little buff, allowing you to deal extra damage to other creatures. Although it's not the most powerful source of damage, it gives you an alternative to dual wielding and another use for your bonus action. And it's a bit like casting a less powerful Sacred Flame, but using your bonus action instead of your action. So you'll lose out on using your bonus action for dash, disengage and hide, but you'll get to do a bit more damage instead, so it makes you slightly more versatile as a rogue. And if you're always managing to use your Dawn Strike feature, this means you'll always be able to use your Radiant Beam feature, provided that you're dealing melee damage. So the fourth feature for the Dawnblade we get at level 9. This is Bolstering Light. So Bolstering Light, when you reduce another creature to 0 hit points with radiant damage, you choose one of the following effects. So you can gain temporary hit points equal to twice your rogue level, or end one of the following conditions affecting you: blinded, deafened, poisoned, or you can end one curse or disease affecting you. So this effectively lets you cast lesser restoration on yourself if you kill a creature, or gain temporary hit points, or remove curse. And so it gives you a bit of healing without needing to be healed by another player, freeing up their actions. And also means that you can be a bit more independent of your healers as well, should you need to be. Obviously, if you're incapacitated or reduced to 0 hit points, you're not going to be able to use this, so you'll still need that source of healing, but it just gives you a bit more flexibility when you're up on your feet. So at level 13, we gain the Sudden Illumination feature. So this ties in with the Radiant Beam. When you hit a creature with your Radiant Beam, it must make a Constitution save. The DC equaling 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your Wisdom modifier, or be blinded until the end of its next turn. And perhaps this is not as strong as some other abilities. It does give you the chance to blind creatures giving you and your allies a little bit of protection and bonuses against that creature. So if your other allies can attack that creature when it's blinded, they'll get advantage, and it will get disadvantage against you, providing you with some protection from being hit. As a rogue, you can be quite squishy and take a lot of damage, so this is quite useful for meaning you're not going to get hit back by something quite so quickly. So the last feature the Dawn Blade gets is Dawn Flare. So you get this at level 17. When you use your Dawn Strike ability to deal radiant damage to a creature that can't see you, the creature must make a Constitution saving throw, DC equaling 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom, or take 10d6 radiant damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. A creature can only take damage from this once per 24 hours. So this is a fantastic way of getting extra damage on a creature. If you can blind it with sudden illumination or attack using stealth, you're guaranteed to be able to use this unless the creature passes its con save. You can bind this with sneak attack. You can potentially deal 19d6 radiant damage to one creature when you gain the feature, giving you the potential to take down creatures single-handedly, whereas before you might be able to do a lot of damage but not necessarily kill them. With slightly above average rolls, for example, you can kill a vampire spawn in one turn. So overall, I love the flavour of Dawnblade. I think it'd be a great character to play in terms of roleplay and combat. To me, the main draw of this subclass is the Dawn Strike ability, allowing you to deal a lot of radiant damage to one creature, much like a Paladin's Divine Smite. At level 9, you also gain some control over healing yourself, meaning if your character gets isolated from the group, they don't have to worry about dying so much. So I kind of see the Dawnblade as a sort of Paladin Rogue cross without having to multiclass. I think it's a great option in terms of role-playing, great options in terms of combat, and I think it's just a fun little character to play as. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. This all helps me. And don't forget, you can also support me by becoming a member of Mythical Meeples. Put a link in the description below. Or you can support me on Patreon as well. And again, there'll be a link in the description below. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye for now.